In 1942, Edith Hamilton released Mythology, Timeless Tales of Gods and Heroes. Forward. A book on mythology must draw from widely different sources. 1,200 years separate the first writers through whom the myths have come down to us from the last, and there are stories as unlike each other as Cinderella and King Lear. To bring them all together in one volume is really somewhat comparable to doing the same for the stories of English literature, from Chaucer to the ballads, through Shakespeare and Marlowe and Swift and Defoe and Dryden and Pope and so on, ending with any, say, Tennyson and Browning, or even to make a comparative truer, Kipling and Galsworthy. The English collection would be bigger, but it would not contain more dissimilar material. In point of fact, Chaucer is more like Galsworthy, and the ballads like Kipling than Homer is like Lucian, or Aeschylus, or like Ovid. Faced with this problem, I determined at the outset to dismiss any idea of unifying the tales. That would have meant either writing King Lear, so to speak, down to the level of Cinderella, the vice versa procedure being obviously not possible, or else telling in my own way stories which were in no sense mine and had been told by great writers in ways they thought suited their subjects. I do not mean, of course, that a great writer's style can be reproduced, or that I should dream of attempting such a feat. My aim has been nothing more ambitious than to keep distinct for the reader the very different writers from whom our knowledge of the myths comes. For example, Hesiod is a notably simple writer and devout. He is naive and even childish, sometimes crude, always full of piety. Many of the stories of this book are told only by him. Side by side with them are stories told only by Ovid, subtle, polished, artificial, self-conscious, and the complete skeptic. My effort has been to make the reader see some difference between writers who are so different. After all, when one takes up a book like this, one does not ask how entertainingly the author has retold the stories, but how close he has brought the reader to the original. My hope is that those who do not know the classics will gain in this way not only a knowledge of the myths, but some little idea of what the writers were like who told them, who have been proved by 2,000 years and more to be immortal. And when we look at mythologies, if people are looking at it like it's not true and it's something to have an effect, making it more effective and making it more up-to-date might be the thing. But if you believe this is a correct spiritual transmission, perhaps there's something else that should be being done to it.